Hello. Once again, I come before you as a representative of the Illuminati. You may call me the Man. Well, I have to say things are going pretty well with the Anunnaki audit. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can actually click this video right here and you can see that we are currently being audited by the Anunnaki. But the Olympics went down really well. We had quite a party after that, and of course we've been in the office about a week now, so that's a good thing. And by the way, they seem to be incredibly entertained about our presidential election over here in America. I was worried at first because there's a lot of name calling, you know, and horrible things said about the other side. So no, they seem to think it's very entertaining, and they laugh. Anyway, but that's not this week's topic. This week's topic comes from us, from a guy in Virginia. He wants to know what the deal is with the Bohemian Grove. Now, I know I mentioned the Bohemian Grove just briefly in the video on Ron Paul, which you can click right here and see if you want to. Sorry about that whole nomination, Ron, but you know, Barack Obama did finally call me, so yeah, he's not happy. But anyway, I thought I'd get in a little more detail as to what's going on. Now, I know there's a guy down in Texas who sold a video saying that, you know, there's some dark and nefarious things going on in the Grove, and he did manage to sneak in there with a video camera, and then of course he totally misunderstood everything that was happening there. But anyway, I'm here to set the record straight. Now, the Bohemian Club was founded in 1872 by a fellow named Harry Edwards, who was a bug doctor. He liked bugs, and he went walking around and finding insects in various places. But occasionally he decided, you know, hey, it'd be a good idea if a bunch of guys got together and, you know, just relaxed. And so he formed the Bohemian Club. A few years later, they decided to get together once a year in what they called the Bohemian Grove. And it was a piece of property, you know, and they have developed it since, but it was a piece of property in California where a few hundred of his closest friends would get together and they just, well, have a good time for about 2 weeks. And that's basically all there is to it. I mean, I understand that some people wouldn't understand what goes on there. And it does seem kind of nefarious that all these people in powerful positions are getting together, from figures in entertainment to figures in journalism to political figures, CEOs. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people who go to this thing every year. We didn't go this year, of course, because we had the Olympics and we were all kind of busy. And I didn't want to walk into to a firestorm from Ron Paul since we didn't allow him to become president. But, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, every year people gather to. And so there is a ceremony at the very beginning, and there is a very large owl statue that people seem to think is Moloch for some reason, some biblical god from Canaan, and it's not, actually. It's a representation of knowledge. Minerva, you know, symbols the owl. It's a very Greek kind of thing, you know, like the Founding Fathers when they started the Americans. They looked at the Greeks as an example, and they translated a lot of their stuff into, you know, a more modern, for the time, kind of way of looking at stuff. And so, yeah, the owl is there, and we do hold a ceremony where we bring in like this little coffin and we burn it up. But we're not really killing anybody inside that coffin. We're not sacrificing humans. We are burning up our cares and worries for the next 2 weeks. These are very powerful people. I mean, on the rest of the 50 weeks of the year, they have to deal with challenges inside and outside. They're just so overwhelming that for these 2 weeks, they don't want to think about it. So that's what we do. We get together, we burn up our worries and troubles, and then for 2 weeks, we drink ourselves stupid and stumble around in the woods. I mean, basically, that's all there is to it. Now, it's true that sometimes business is done. Political futures are made from connections and stuff. Of course, that's just the nature of people. You get together and you start talking to people. That, you know, that's what's going to happen. You guys do it every Sunday or every weekend when you get together with your friends at the local bar or something and watch TV. You know, you might not know the guy next to you, but you share a team that between the two of you start to talk. Next thing you know, hey, this guy's in the business, you're in the business. Next thing you know, you've got business together. That's the same kind of thing. No big deal there. And that's the way it is. It's a pretty impressive thing, I have to say, and for a while, actually, the voice of the owl was done by Walter Cronkite. That was pretty cool. We're looking into hiring Morgan Freeman, but he's not signed on yet. So That's going to be awesome, though, when we're able to do that. And I know there's been some talk about people hitting on other people of their same gender, and hey, it's San Francisco. I mean, we've got actors in there and people in high places who are drunk, first of all, and, you know, like people of their own sex. And so that's going to happen occasionally. And I'm looking at you, John Travolta. Anyway, yeah, so that does happen. It's not everybody. I think Richard Nixon kind of summed it up that, you know, a certain segment of the population seems to enjoy that. But overall, it's just a way to blow off steam. I mean, almost all these guys were in fraternities in college, you know, and that's kind of what you did. You made up stupid rituals and you used them as a reason to get drunk and pass out. And, well, we still do. So I hope that answers all your questions. If you have any more questions or comments or something, just leave them in the comment section below, and we'll get to that topic soon. And, you know, the audit is still underway, and it would be a good idea, if at all possible, if you could be nice to your neighbor. You know, throw up a hand when they're backing out of their garage or something like that. Say hi. And when you see those chemtrails blazing in the sky, don't worry about them either. Just relax and breathe deeply.